over in the late 90s, what happened was we recognized that there was a need for emergency shelter.
Yeah.
Before then, it was pretty much a place that people could come and stay for a longer term.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a lot of women who really didn't have anywhere else to go, who would come and live here. Some had lived here for 20 or 30 years. But as the demand for emergency shelter increased, the shelter, we changed how we operated. So we became more of an emergency shelter, and then we found longer term places for the people who've been living here to move to.
So Mary's Place is more of the emergency, and then if they need a long term, then they can help find homes through you guys?
Well, we work with them, and as well as all of our community partners, to help people find affordable, sustainable housing that suits their needs. Now that's a really hard challenge in this community, as it is in many communities, right? So for some, it takes a longer time than others. So we work with them on what it is that they need and what they want and what's really realistic. For many families, because we're working with many more families than we have in the past, it's an issue of affordability. So many of them, really want and feel that they need coordinated access or subsidized housing through the coordinated access system. And we need to really work with people to get them to understand that when they're living here, they need to be looking for housing. Whether or not they can find a place to live is another matter. But just recently our challenge has been is people are under the mistaken impression that they can live in an emergency shelter and wait for affordable subsidized housing. That's not the case. They need to be looking for housing. So.
And how difficult do you think it is, like, to find homes, like affordable homes around in Kitchener?
Well, it depends on your source of income.
Yeah.
It depends on the number of family members that you have. It is a challenge. There are some that do exist. They are becoming more and more of a challenge. We know that the rental, the amount of money available for a single person on Ontario Works for rent is substantially less than it is to afford a bachelor apartment in this community. So a lot of times they end up sharing housing if they can't get subsidized housing, or taking rooming houses, or just renting a room out of somebody's house. So, and that doesn't work for a lot of people.
Yeah. How many people do you think come in to Mary's Place, like, daily just to ask for help, or is there, like, what's the process of how they can come in, or how do you guys place people in?
We have people call, people drop by. Other people will have agencies call on their behalf saying that they need emergency shelter. So we get it all of those ways. And we are open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So we also do 24-hour intakes. So if someone shows up at our door and says, I have nowhere to stay and I have no money, we'll help them find a place to sleep for that night. And then we work with them to try and figure out what is their plan for housing, and where is their income from, and where do they want to live. So just recently we had a mother of 5 who came from Ottawa, and she was a single parent, and it was she showed up here at 2 o'clock in the morning with 5 children saying, I wanted to move to Kitchener. So that was a bit of a challenge, because we actually didn't have a bed available at that time. So,
and for 5 kids too.
So we had a space. We have a space set aside for families in the middle of the night that they can. It's not a bedroom. It's not a room, but it's a place that they can stay until we can figure out the next day what to do with them. Right.
Yeah.
And we do the same for singles when we don't have an available bed within the shelter.
How often do, like, families just come in the middle of the night, like, just without plan?
Actually, more frequently than I would like.
Yeah.
It seems to me that there's at least 1 or 2 a week who just kind of show up in the middle of the night, or very late at night with small children who say, I don't have anywhere to go, I don't have anywhere to sleep.